Now, a couple from Cambridgeshire who sparked a manhunt 11 years ago when they went on the run with their foster daughters have been questioned by police investigating allegations of child abuse.
Jeff Bramley and his wife Jenny, who come from Ramsey, were arrested last week before being released on bail until next month. Matthew Hudson reports.
An ordinary-looking family with an extraordinary past who are now back in the headlines. More than 10 years ago, Jeff and Jennifer Bramley fled their home in Ramsey, Cambridgeshire with their 2 young foster daughters and disappeared for 4 months. Now they've been arrested after one of the girls claims she'd been physically abused. They can't be named for legal reasons. In a short statement today, Cambridgeshire police told us a man and a woman have been arrested and bailed following allegations of child abuse, not sexual abuse. They have been bailed to appear at a police station on November the 3rd. In August 1998, the couple were told by Cambridgeshire Social Services that the girls couldn't stay with them any longer. They then disappeared to Ireland, taking the children with them. In January 1999, they flew back to be met by social services and police. That July, a judge ruled the family could stay together. In December 2000, the courts ruled that the Bramleys could formally adopt the girls. It's understood that neither of the girls are currently staying with Mr and Mrs Bramley. Matthew Hudson, Anglia News, Cambridgeshire.
Well, it's coming up for 6:10. Do stay with us this Wednesday evening.
Yep, here's what's...
More news now from Essex, Suffolk and Norfolk. And a new study of Britain's coastline shows the east of England is continuing to sink.
A report compiled at Durham University charts the way the UK's actually tilted since the Ice Age. With this region under greater threat from rising sea levels, scientists hope their findings will pinpoint where flood defences are most needed. Here's Malcolm Robertson.
In the Norfolk village of Happisburgh, the coastguards are used to living on the edge, quite literally. At the lookout point in front of the coastguard station, the sea is certainly close and getting closer. Now just a few yards from the edge of the cliff, the time's come to look for new premises.
No telling how much longer we're actually going to be here, to be perfectly honest. It takes one easterly blow up and we could be gone overnight.
Today, yet another study on the threat from the sea. A report carried out by scientists at Durham University shows geological changes rather than climatic ones. In the thousands of years since the Ice Age, they reveal that in the north of Britain, land is actually tilted up, whereas here in the south, it's tilted down. So we are more susceptible to rising sea levels, although the predictions are less than were originally forecast. They've produced a map of Britain illustrating that from the Wash down to Essex, the sea level's rising. The minus figures indicate the level of land that's sinking. The Environment Agency welcomes the new report, but says it's really climate change rather than ground level that has to be taken into account when planning future flood defences.
Just from climate change, from thermal expansion of the oceans, recent reports have suggested sea level rise of 20 to 60 centimetres in the next 100 years, which is far more than the 3 centimetres over the next 100 years that this report is suggesting.
Whichever figures you choose to accept, it'll be more than Happisburgh Coastguard Station that's under threat in the years ahead. Malcolm Robertson, Anglia News, Norfolk.
And staying on the coast, a legal victory won by a retired engineer in a fight to prevent his Suffolk home falling into the sea is being challenged by a conservation watchdog in the Court of Appeal. Peter Boggis has spent tens of thousands of pounds installing his own sea defences in front of the cliffs at Eastern Bavance near Southwold. Well, last year, he won the right to continue with that work, but Natural England has challenged the ruling. It wants the fossil-rich cliffs to be allowed to erode naturally.
50 people could lose their jobs at insurance giant MARSH in Essex following a major review of its business. MARSH currently employs 400 people at its offices at Witham, but the company plans to wind down its mobile phone insurance scheme in a move that will see it shedding 50 jobs. The company spokesman said it hoped that all employees affected would transfer to a new operator and that MARSH remained committed to Witham.
Council officials say thieves are putting lives at risk at Clacton and neighbouring seaside towns by stealing seafront lifebelts. Tendering Council says 20 lifebelts have been taken from their posts over the past fortnight in Clacton, Dovercourt and Brightlingsea. They'll cost around £600 to replace. This despite the fact in August a 10-year-old girl from Milton Keynes died after getting into difficulties while swimming off Clacton Beach.
Well, today was the third day of the Conservative Party conference in Manchester, and the Tories have been setting out their plans to combat antisocial behaviour.
Their measures include proposals to tackle binge drinking. Our political correspondent Emma Hutchinson reports now from Manchester.
In the bars of the Conference Hotel in Manchester, Conservatives are enjoying a tipple or two as they discuss party policy and their hopes for the next general election. But today they wanted to talk about a less social kind of drinking.
Today, here at their conference in Manchester, the Conservatives outline plans which they say will tackle the problem of binge drinking. Amongst the measures announced, an increase in the price of super-strength lagers and Alco-Pops.
The Tories would also stop supermarkets selling cut-price alcohol and give local councils more power to restrict pub and club opening hours. It's an issue that will resonate in towns and cities across our region. Here in Norwich, pictures show binge drinking amongst young people is not a pleasant sight. The Norwich North MP believes the Tory measures are necessary to tackle the problem.
I think it's incredibly important, both for the city centre in Norwich. Everybody thinks of the Prince of Wales Road when we have these kind of conversations, but also for the residential areas, and particularly those I represent in my constituency, where we do have a concern about young people having not enough to do and being around on street corners, and that causing not only boredom and difficulty for the young people themselves, but also for the people who live nearby. We mustn't let supermarkets carry on using alcohol as a loss leader, which can only in some cases encourage this kind of behaviour.
The Conservatives say their plans are not aimed at those who simply enjoy a few drinks, but are necessary to tackle increasingly antisocial behaviour that's gone too far. Emma Hutchinson, Anglia News, Manchester.
A cancer charity is hit out after money was stolen from collection boxes during a break-in at its offices in Norwich. The burglary happened at Macmillan Cancer Support in St Faith's Lane. Collection boxes from the charity's world's biggest coffee morning event were broken into, and money collected by fundraisers was taken.
Obviously, it's money that's supposed to be for people living with cancer. That's what we're here for, that's what we aim for fund, and the money taken away is money that's meant for them, and people have baked cakes and gone to a lot of effort to raise it.
Couples in Norfolk seeking to start a family are set to benefit from a new partnership between two of the county's hospitals and Bournehall Fertility Clinic in Cambridgeshire. Staff at the clinic have been working with the James Paget Hospital in Galston and the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Kings Lynn to set up outreach centres. It means Norfolk couples having difficulty conceiving won't have to travel to the clinic near Cambridge.
The great thing about this is we've been working with these highly professional and skilled teams in Kings Lynn and Great Yarmouth for a number of years, and it's the ability to offer quality service locally to the patient, which is fantastic.
Now, it might not currently be the best, but